A broken clock is right twice a day. President-elect Donald Trump actually has a good idea and proves once and for all he cares nothing about debts and deficits. Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graphs Grievances starts right now. President-elect Donald Trump making huge news with his call for Congress to abolish the debt ceiling. In a phone interview with NBC, Trump saying getting rid of the debt ceiling would be the, quote, smartest thing Congress could do. I would support that entirely. And for perhaps the first time in my life, I completely agree with Donald Trump. The debt ceiling is an arbitrary limit Congress sets on how much the federal government can borrow to pay its bills. Because the federal government spends way more than it brings in through taxes and other revenue, it must borrow huge sums of money to pay its bills. The debt ceiling does not authorize new spending. It simply allows the U.S. to spend money on programs Congress has already authorized. So when the U.S. approaches the debt ceiling under Democratic presidents, Republican lawmakers use the occurrence to call for spending cuts in exchange for their vote to raise the debt ceiling. However, when a Republican is president, Republican lawmakers usually vote with their Democratic colleagues to raise the debt with no protest. And that is because, in essence, Republicans have turned the debt ceiling into a charade, using it to try to force spending cuts under Democratic presidents to pretend they care about out-of-control government spending. But quietly raising the debt ceiling under Republican presidents in order to pass their spending bills. Until today, President-elect Donald Trump was calling on Republicans to raise the debt ceiling now, before he is inaugurated, so that he would not be sullied with having to raise it under his watch. But seeming to realize how stupid this ploy sounds, even to congressional Republicans, this morning Trump just said that Congress should eliminate the debt ceiling altogether, which is something that Democrats have called for years. And that is because the debt ceiling does not control spending. The way to control spending is for Congress to spend less money, not by capping how much the government can borrow. And while no one actually knows what would happen if Congress just refused to raise the debt ceiling and keep spending money, most economists say failing to lift it and then defaulting on the nation's debt would likely cause severe damage to the U.S. economy. Democrats have long argued this cataclysmic threat can be entirely eliminated if America does away with the debt ceiling. Virtually no other country has a debt ceiling. But Republicans have long resisted that because they view it as a tool to try to extract concessions from Democrats concerned about default. So why does Trump, who raised the debt ceiling 3 times as president, see it differently? Because Trump has never cared about debts and deficits and has never pretended to either. However, unlike Trump, many congressional Republicans do pretend to care about America's debt and have held up their preservation of the debt ceiling as evidence of such. This, of course, despite the fact that the debt ceiling does nothing to control spending. So the question now is whether Republicans in Congress will acquiesce to Trump's demand and eliminate the debt ceiling. Already, major Democrats in both the House and Senate have come out in support of Trump's idea, but Republicans appear weary. Both Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and incoming Republican Senate Majority Leader John Thune seeming to shoot down the idea this morning. But Trump isn't giving up, threatening primaries against Republican lawmakers who refuse to cooperate with his repeal of the debt limit. Will Trump get his wish to eliminate it? That remains to be seen, but it wouldn't surprise me if Trump succeeds and the majority of the votes come from Democrats. Who would have thought Trump's first big win would be thanks to them? Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.